Guys, I finally reached level 66 on my Death Knight in Wrath of the Lich King Classic, and today we're going to have a look at Nixxiom's journey in Wrath of the Lich King and what he has experienced so far.
This is the story of my Night Elf Death Knight, Thoriel of the Northrend expedition, and his journey to level 80. A simple man, interested only in smashing babes, spreading friendship in Ultric Valley matches, and pondering the mystery of why this warlock is dancing naked in front of him. Why did I choose to play as a Night Elf Death Knight for Wrath of the Lich King, you might be wondering? Because obviously I wanted to go with something new and completely original. What will occur on this adventure to level 80, I cannot say. But what I can say
is this event, like, they've stopped it, right? But this was a bit annoying. So when I went to like Stormwind for the first time, I had no clue there was like this event going on. I was getting constantly attacked. I just wanted to go to the freaking bank and bank my stuff because my inventory was getting full and I had some recipes that I didn't want to sell because I want to learn them once I grind my profession. And I was constantly being attacked by those ghoul thingies. And I feel like the reason why they stopped this event is because a lot of people were complaining. Because you couldn't do anything in peace. Like, seriously. Like, I don't know. It was, like, fun at some point. And I even turned into a ghoul and I attacked some people. I actually ended up killing someone. So I did, like, kind of like PvP in Stormwind. But it was annoying because I couldn't get to my freaking bank. Yeah, how did you feel about the event? Let me know in the comment section. And by the way, guys, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content.
I cannot say, but what I can say is that I hate gnomes, that Blood Death Knight is the best, even if sometimes I do play Unholy, and that this journey shall conclude at the top of Icecrown Citadel upon the frozen corpse of Arthas, the Lich King. But first we must start with humble beginnings, my friends. This legend of ours begins the same as any Death Knight, in Ocarus the Ebon Hold, in service to the very enemy that one day we shall destroy. I was a soldier of the light once. Look at what I've become. Bitch, you're an orc. You can't be a paladin. Before anybody asks, yeah, I've got Zygor turned on in the corner.
This is something I don't get. Why can orcs not become paladins, but if you're a mecha orc, you can become a priest? Is it because they are being, like, they are corrupted and because they were, like, corrupted by the blood of a demon that they can't use the light? But I've heard that they want to give priest to orc, didn't they say that? I think we are getting with Dragonflight orc priests. But one thing is confusing now. Why can't they be paladins? This is the same with like freaking Forsaken. Forsaken can be priests, but they can't be paladin. Huh? That makes no sense, right? Both uses the light.
Orc, you can't be a paladin. Before anybody
asks, many Forsaken
yeah, I've got
holy
Zygor
priests
turned on in the corner. I don't need it because the quests are very linear and straightforward. But I mean, I just always have Zygor turned on. It's a leveling add-on. You guys know what it is. Link in the description if you want to check it out. As you might expect, on the launch day for Wrath of the Lich King's pre-patch, there was a ton of players moving about New Avalon, trying desperately to level as quickly as possible in their grind to level 70. The general chat was ablaze with conversations of people insulting each other and nostalgia-ing over the return of Wrath of the Lich King. Even I was feeling myself wrapped up in all the good memories that playing Wrath was bringing back. Wrath of the Lich King, in terms of like its feel and its vibe, it's such a good expansion.
True,
like it just feels incredible to play. Like just the atmosphere of it, everything.
I think it's my most favorite expansion, also because of the new continent Northrend. I really love the zones there, and there are some interesting quests as well. And it is also like the first expansion where they added like more comfort to the game, right? Like they started changing a couple of annoying things, and they also started like adding some tool that lets you help find a group, so you no longer need to spam the zone chat and stuff, right? Like some people say, oh, it's not good to have grouping tools because you no longer connect with people and the guild's interactions become less because now people don't rely anymore on their guild to do freaking dungeons. They can just use the group finder tool. But in my opinion, I think it's actually good to have something like that so you can find people for like dungeons and even people outside of the guild, because sometimes you end up in a guild that's like not super big and active and people only raid like once a week, or maybe on that day that they're raiding, you're busy. So it's good to have an alternate source to find groups, in my opinion, How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comment section.
I don't know. I love it. I love all the eyeballs just floating around.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm not looking forward to with this Death Knight is I just played through Outland on a Blood Elf Hunter, and I am not looking forward to playing through Outland again. I'm debating on whether or not to play Blood, Frost, or Unholy. Unholy is definitely tempting.
It's strong.
But so is Blood. Like, just being a Blood tank, like, that would be great.
Yeah.
5 Death Knights.
Cool too.
He ain't. Fun fact, you can actually duel Death Knights for this. Like, actual players.
I didn't know that.
There seems to be no Death Knights. Let's just challenge this guy to a duel. Okay, let's see what happens.
Wow.
There we go. That's 1. Yeah, dude. Let's salute him. There we go. Loose Bowels. Oh, we got Joyous Journeys still? Oh, I didn't realize Joyous Journeys was going to stay through the pre-patch. That's awesome. Yeah, dude, he is. Let's see, what did I get? I got some new stuff. I got a talent.
It felt actually funny to me when I got the Death Charger. Like, from my experience, when I level like new characters, usually I need eternity to get my first freaking mount, and you need to have like a minimum level, this and that. But if you start as a Death Knight, you're getting almost immediately a mount, and it makes it just so much easier to get from A to B. Like, the thing I don't like about Classic is how hard it is to get mounts. But if you're playing a Death Knight leveling 1 up, that's like the fastest to actually get a mount for the first time in Classic.
Point. Ooh, 3 talent points. All right, Blood, Frost.
Oh yeah,
Glyphs. Remember Glyphs?
Yeah.
Unholy would be faster for leveling.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
And you have pets.
Blood would be faster if I intended to do a ton of dungeons. I think I should stick to Blood. I'm just gonna do Butchery, and then we're gonna do Blade Barrier. Actually, what I should do, let's do a Zygor guide. Let's do Blood tanking. Guys, so far, I was having an amazing time. Despite doing this starting zone so many times over the years, having it re-released with so many players running around, it just made it feel fresh all over again.
Yeah.
I was in a very good mood, guys. So much so, I was even willing to help a gnome get credit for her dueling quest by repeatedly killing me. Little Crispy. I'm getting killed by a gnome. I remember when Wrath of the Lich King first came out, there was, this whole quest area right here, and you go around and you're just like killing people who are begging for their lives. It was actually very controversial because a lot of people, well, when I say a lot, I don't mean a lot, like a few people, a very loud vocal minority came out and were like, oh, you're forcing us to kill innocent people and this is bad and yada yada yada. But hey, that's the Death Knight fantasy. Because I have Joyful Journey.
Because it makes sense from a lore perspective. You're being controlled by the Lich King, and if you're playing a Death Knight, you're kind of on a repenting, like atoning for your sins kind of road. Because you're being controlled by the Lich King. You even have like this one quest, and I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna have some spoilers for some of you. Oh yeah, but there's like this one quest where you actually meet someone from your past life that you have to execute and stuff. Like, there are some morally questionable quests if you are leveling a Death Knight, but at the end of the quest line, you're actually breaking free from the control of the Lich King, and that's where you're kind of like atoning, like trying to repent for your sins, and by like helping your faction, by starting to do good things suddenly, right? But yeah, you're kind of like a dark or evil character that's trying to be good or something like that. So yeah, that's what I love so much actually about the class fantasy of the Death Knight. You're like a fallen knight that's trying to find a place in this world, you could say. One that is also full of sins and evil things you did, right? While you were under control of the Lich King. That's what is so like appealing to me, this class. That's the Death Knight fantasy. Because I have Joyful Journeys, I wonder what level I'll be by the time we finish this. So far, this really hasn't been that bad in terms of getting mobs and stuff. Like, maybe Blizzard scaled up the respawn rates or something, because this is not bad in the slightest. Yeah, it's great. Dwarf Death Knight. You may take my life, but you won't take my freedom. Okay, hey, Dwarf Death Knights are cool too. I think the respawn rates on everything right now, the arrows, the citizens, like everything feels really, really good. Like, it's not, like, there's no frustration with finding things, even though there's all these players running around. I forgot that you get talent points for completing quests. Oh, what the heck?
Oh, it's a sigil. Oh, I forgot about that. Like,
yes,
look at the
they
smoke.
no longer exist.
It's like chaos. I wonder if they fixed this quest. Well, it's not that it was broken. It's just that, like, the griffin just flies, like, so stupid slow. It takes forever, but oh well. Let's go find a class trainer and see what we can learn. I see training. Yeah. Oh, cool. Ray's dead. Ishnu Del the app. I wonder how many people have actually finished the starting zone so far, because I started kind of late. Like it's 6:43.
You get actually a very cool mount in retail, like undead proto drake, like a undead frost proto drake, and it is really really cool to get this. I feel like a lot of people are actually making the DK on classic just for the mount, but this is a bit also sad because you know that like a lot of people are not returning once they are done with the beginning quest. They only do it for the mount. Like I know some people that really only did like a little bit of classic just so they can get the mount, and then they stop playing it.
Right now I've been recording for 34 minutes, so I got started like 9 minutes late, 10 minutes late. You guys have no idea how many times I've done this starting zone. It's like I know it like the back of my hand. As I leveled further into the starting area, I began to notice less and less people. Most likely this was due to phasing, but felt kind of lonely all of a sudden playing the Death Knight. Despite all that, I gathered chains and cauldrons, I got myself some hot pokers, and I started torturing the Scarlet Crusade for information. Let me tell you something. I was torturing these guys for a while. This quest, for some reason, just would not complete for me. But finally, after I don't even know how long, a knight on a horse relented and I was able to complete this damn quest. I don't think that...
Is that actually random? Because I think I only had to torture 4 of them and the 4th actually gave me the info. Was I just lucky? I don't know. I remember like 3 died and then the 4th one said something and then the quest was over.
This Crusader is supposed to be on a horse right there. You might want to fix that, Blizzard.
That's a glitch.
It's funny how like
Breath of the Glitch
mobs, and there's actually so many floating around. You actually wish there was a giant horde of players roaming. I always loved this about Wrath of the Lich King, how they almost like establish a
that's the set
for
quest.
Your character, just to kind of really put you more into the mood of being.
Kill your friend or lover in this one.
Do it in Thoriel. Put me out of my misery. Like, okay. I really want the Bloodworms. The Bloodworms are, in my opinion, one of the coolest talents in World of Warcraft.
What are those?
This is by far one of the most memorable quests in the game.
Forgot what it does.
Just flying on the frost worm and just dropping bombs. I remember the first time doing this quest as a kid. It blew my mind, like just flying on the frost worm, just like in Warcraft 3. I mean, Wrath of the Lich King was a WoW expansion that delivered everything that we could have ever wanted as WoW players and Warcraft 3 fans. Shame we never got the dance studio, though. I will admit that, I mean, I'm very much enjoying this, but I do admit that the nostalgia is not hitting me that hard. Probably because I played the beta. I actually need to get to Northrend and play through there, but I'm having a lot of fun. I'm just not, like, you know, blinded by nostalgia right now.
And this happens to a lot of people that look up, like, guides and videos about upcoming expansion or game. Because you get so much input already and a lot of like feeling and impression from like what you are seeing. Same with like what he said with like the beta. So if you're getting already information before you dive into the game and you're watching videos about it, or maybe you've played it before, like he did, because I think when did he start? Was it TBC or Wrath of the Lich King? I forgot when he actually. Does anyone know when Nixxiom started? Wow, was it Wrath of the Lich King that was like his first expansion? If I'm not mistaken, or was he around for TBC already? But yeah, I think that's also why, because he played it before. And because of the beta, and because he checked out some videos about Wrath of the Lich King. So it's a different feeling when you play then. Doesn't feel so fresh anymore.
I guess. The battle for Lightsoap Chapel has begun. Okay, I'm getting here just in time. One thing that I loved, I remember as a kid doing this, and you see these giant, like, these big dudes, the flesh behemoths and everything.
Yeah.
And we had never seen a model like that in World of Warcraft up to that point. So it was like, what the heck is that?
So cool.
You know, and you knew that stuff like that was waiting for you in Northrend. And it was like these very subtle little things that Blizzard did that, like, inspired you to adventure. I always thought this part was very weird in Wrath of the Lich King, because it's like, oh, the Lich King betrayed us, and it's like, what? The Lich King would force you to kill your own parents, like he did with the Saurian in the manga, and you have no control over
what you're doing,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, it's weird.
You're well fit, but you can stop
the end of the Death Knight starting zone and the beginning of my adventure to Northrend. And despite people dueling in the background while I tried to pay attention to the in-game event, it was epic. Now free of the Lich King's control, I made my way back to Ocarus, where we liberated the necropolis from the remaining scourge who controlled it. I think this was so cool. And then off to Stormwind I went, to have rotten fruit thrown at me as I made my way to the audience with the king. Guys, I admit fully that I was not all too excited about leveling through Outland again.
Yeah, because we've all done this before. One thing I never understood lore-wise, Death Knights are undead and they're welcome into the Alliance, but Forsaken are not welcome into the Alliance, but they're also undead. Like, this is something I don't get. Like, is it in books somewhere, or is there any explanation to why DKs are accepted and they're undead, but Forsaken are not accepted? And hold up, you can be also now a Dark Ranger in the Alliance, right? With like the new skin option in retail. So I'm still not getting why there are no friendly Forsaken NPCs in the Alliance. Like, they could have made it at least where like some Forsaken NPCs appear in the Alliance as regular NPCs, like citizens or maybe traders or something. But the fact that there's like not a single Forsaken there is weird, but you have Death Knights and you have friendly Alliance Death Knights too.
But the call to adventure was there, and
like
I'll tell you now,
NPCs.
Some of the stuff that I encountered in Outland left me very pleasantly surprised. Then, of course, there was after I hit level 70, where a zombie plague, heroic dungeons, invasions of the Scourge, and more Alterac Valley matches than I can count awaited me. But those are stories for another time. A story that I did give a sneak preview into with this video, the current state of Wrath of the Lich King PvP, for those who are interested.
Yeah, maybe
if you want to give it a listen, click the video on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you all with part 2.
Wow, interesting. So from what I'm seeing here, it's like he really enjoys Wrath of the Lich King Classic, but he didn't get this kind of nostalgia feeling, and of course not, because it's the second time he plays it, right? Like, if you're around back in the day and you play something, like, sure, over the years you forget stuff, right? So you get like a little bit of a fresh feeling again, but you can't get to the same level of excitement that you had when you played it for the first time. And now with like the way the internet is, with like YouTube and everything, and also other like Reddit and stuff, you're getting so much input and information about a game before it is even released. Same with like Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Like, there were guides and info videos already out there before it was even out. Like, it is crazy. Like, even before the pre-patch. So back in the day, you didn't have this kind of availability of information about the upcoming game. Like, how I was informed about like new games that are coming out, this was from like freaking magazines. I would go to a freaking shop and I would either read their magazine and not buy it, or I would just buy the computer games magazine and read it at home, and then there's like 1 or 2 pages about the upcoming game with like some info. Sometimes they're like more pages, like 4 or 5. And that's how I learned about new games and got like first input, right? But now we are in 2022, you just go on Google, freaking YouTube, you type in the game that you're wanting to check out, and you get like the whole game solved for you already, even before it's out. So I feel like this kind of nostalgia feeling is never gonna return to us, maybe, unfortunately. But yeah. So yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. And yeah, let me know in the comment section your journey so far in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Are you liking it? Are you excited for Northrend? I'm very excited, and yeah, I hope in the next days I'll be level 70. I'm already level 66, so I'm really preparing for it. It's gonna be a race. Like, once we get the new zones and everything and we get there, holy shit, I'm excited. I want to explore everything again, including Grizzly Hills. So yeah, I wish everyone a wonderful day. I will see you guys next time.